I played about 50% of the way into the remake of Spyro 3, mainly so I could get to skateboarding! So, this has always been one of my favourite minigames in any game, and I think the remake did a really good job of adapting it, actually. So I'm just going to go over a little bit about how much I love this minigame while I'm just doing some random tricks and stuff. So, yeah, there are 2 levels in this entire game that have skateboard minigames, and this is Enchanted Towers, the second one. This one is by far the most fun skate course. The first one, you can't do things like, say, this. Yeah, that. And you technically don't need to do much of this for 100% completion. You only need to beat a fairly easy AI opponent to get one of the eggs here, and then you need to beat 10,000 points to get a skill point, and of which I'm already almost equaling, despite it only being a minute on the timer. This minigame, I find, is surprisingly deep. There are a lot of kind of hidden tricks that the game expects you to experiment and find out about, and yeah, you do break your skateboard if you whack against something like that. And breaking your skateboard instantly ends any trick that's currently in progress, obviously. You're probably wondering what all these things I'm doing are here, so I'll do a quick bit of a demonstration in a moment. In fact, let me just go and give up. Okay, so during the main mission of this world, where you're against this guy, you get taught how to do front flips, back flips, rolls, and half-pipe spins. So I guess I could talk about the difference between regular ramps and half-pipes. So these are regular ramps. You press X to jump off of them, and then you can do flips and spins and rolls and stuff. The blue ramps are half-pipes. If you press X at the end of a half-pipe, you go into that kind of spin thing, and you do front spins and side spins. Or left spins and right spins. These are the only tricks you're able to do on half-pipes, but you can elect not to press X on a half-pipe and instead treat it like a regular ramp, like that, and hopefully not fail like I did. Oh yeah, and to start doing tricks off of ramps, you have to hold down the triangle button and then start using the analog stick or the D-pad. I find the D-pad is actually better for tricks because a lot of them require very specific motions. For example, this here is a Twisted Lemon, which requires you to hold down... basically hold down up and left on the D-pad while jumping. And a Twisted Lime requires you to hold down and right on the D-pad while jumping, as I will demonstrate in a second. Yeah, that's a Twisted Lime. So yeah, the brown ramps, you can only just jump off of them, but the blue ramps, you can do either. Notice how the big ramp there is actually a blue one, so it is possible to do half-pipe tricks off of that, but I personally find it's much more productive to go for actual air jumps. But I guess I'll demonstrate here. If you press X on this one, you do that. Basically, you want to hop off this ramp and not press X in order to get the best tricks. So, I think I've explained most of the basic tricks, the half-pipe spins and the front flips, back flips, side rolls, both left and right, and the Twisted Lemon and Lime. There are a couple of additional things I need to talk about, though. The first is a couple of course-specific bonuses. The first one is fairly obvious. It's called a half-pipe leap, and I think you can probably tell what that means. You just have to go through this tunnel here, and basically just, jump over the half-pipe. And you get 1,000 points in addition to what other tricks you got. The second is the triple towers, which is also self-explanatory once you know what it is. You need to go up here. Don't press X, otherwise you will be doing a half-pipe spin. And then you just need to jump across these 3 platforms. That's a triple towers. Next are the secret tricks. Now, these are things that they kind of expected you to experiment with tricks in the air and figure these out yourself. Now, I found that in the original, some of these were a bit finicky in how they worked. Here, they're pretty obvious in how to do them. So, the first is Raging Ripto. All you need to do with this is you need to do any number of rolls while upside down, and that was a complete fail, but you can see that Raging Ripto did show up on the list there. You need to roll while you're upside down. Can I get one off of this? Yeah, there we go. Well, actually, no, I did not get one off of that, but it's possible, I guess. So, in the original game, the Raging Ripto required about 3 rolls while upside down. This one, you just need to do 1, which makes it a little bit easier. The second secret trick is one they actually tell you about in dialogue but don't explain how to do it, the Nasty Nork. Now in this version, it is one backflip and then a twisted lemon. Or lime. And that was a complete fail again. Don't worry, I will be showing successful versions of these tricks in a full run of this, but that's the basic idea of the Nasty Nork. You need to wait for the full backflip to register and then do a single twisted lime. In the original game, I found that you could easily register Nasty Norks just by doing 2 flips and then a roll, or 2 rolls and then a flip. In this version, it's pretty solidly only given to you for that combination of moves. A single backflip and then a twisted lime, which, by the way, is hold down right and down on the D-pad while pressing triangle. Now, the other secret tricks are not exactly secret tricks, just just longer versions of the half-pipe spins. So you might notice that if you do 4 spins, instead of a quadruple spin, it says crush or gulp. These are named after bosses in the second game. So, there are actually quintuple versions of these called Orange Crush and Big Gulp, respectively, and these are a little tricky to do. There's just barely enough airtime to get 5 spins in. There's an Orange Crush. You need to, like, press X at roughly, actually doing these is pretty hard. You need to press X at almost the exact top of the half-pipe ramp, and you also need to be getting quite a lot of speed to have enough height for this. For example, that is definitely not enough height. That's enough for a regular crush, but not for an orange crush. Don't think that's enough either. And that was a complete fail. One thing that I should point out with these half-pipe spins is you want to end them with Spyro's head pointed directly forward. That's pretty much the only way not to fail these. Okay, that could be enough speed. Yes, that was an orange crush. And that was just barely a big gulp. Like I said, there's just barely enough time to get those full revolutions in. So, with that done, I'm going to go ahead and attempt to go for my course record here. So I actually did record a video of the original PS1 game where I got 24,000. You might notice that I've epically beaten that here. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can beat this. This might take me a few tries, but I do have a strategy for it. My basic strategy here is to Nasty Nork off of this into the half-pipe, then go for the Orange Crush and Big Gulp while I'm in here, which might take a few tries. Okay, there's the Orange Crush. There's Big Gulp. Now I flip out of there and head for the ramp. Now the big ramp is where you get the best points, but one interesting thing about the big ramp is you might notice it takes a while to get up there, and this is precious seconds not spent scoring points, so it is a bit of a trade-off. So now I like to go for a Raging Ripto combined with a Toasty Twist. Like that. And yes, that's named after a boss in the first game as well. I remember back when I was a kid, I spent hours here trying to figure out if there was a trick named after the Sorceress. Because you'd think if the final bosses of the first 2 games got tricks named after them, the final boss of this game would get a trick named after her, but it doesn't seem like it. And yes, that could have been amazing. I think I'll keep going, because this has been a good run so far, but if I had landed that, that probably would have beaten my record. Because yeah, after I've done all this, I like to go for sextuple flips, which basically is just the bonus for a quint flip, but given to you twice. That's much better. Couple of these. Yeah, that was not going to make it. Yeah, this is definitely not my best run. I think I'm going to go for a half-pipe leap this time. But still, nowhere near my best run. This was not a bad run, though. Can I get a triple twisted lime on this? Yes, I can. Nice. Not quite a double triple twisted lime, though. And one last spin. There we go. Yeah, you might notice that if you do the same trick multiple times, it's worth less points. Well, at least I beat my PS1 record that attempt. I want to see if I can get 35,000. So I'll be right back when I do a really good run for that. I do not care that I crashed there, I just did a double orange crush. That was actually pretty cool. Don't think I've done that before. Now I just have to not screw up the rest of the routine. Oh, come on! Really?